Well, greetings, everyone. Hope it's not as cold where you are as it is here, but it seems like we've had quite a bit of cold weather here pretty early in the season, so I hope you're all warm and well. In any event, before I get started here, there's been quite a few inquiries about the subject matter for our upcoming webinar, so probably maybe I'll give you a few ideas. Well, basically the reason why that we're going to do this webinar on tort claims, we had addressed that somewhat in the last seminar down in Los Angeles, but we got kind of diverted on various other things and didn't really have a good chance to go into that in great amount of detail as I had wanted to. So we're going to revisit the subject matter without any distractions and get into perhaps a little bit deeper on the meat of the subject and how to properly prepare that kind of situation. As you all should recognize, setting a proper foundation is so essential in all the things that we do. And so in many instances, somebody might think, well, let's just go file a tort claim with the state or with the Fed or whatever. But I would think that you would want to set it up properly for the best results. And so we didn't have a chance to go over a lot of that previously, but this time we want to dig a little bit deeper into that. Now, for instance, for years and years we've been talking about UCC1s and becoming a secured party. And so the question might arise, does that have any effect on a tort claim? Would it be best to put the tort claim in from the position of a secured party? Now, that's something to think about. And then perhaps even another way to look at it would be to put in the tort claim as the trustee of the trust. Now, we've talked about this position of trustee a little bit in the past and so forth, and then there's been suggestions that have been made of how you could set up, for instance, a trust and the straw man name and appoint trustees and so forth, more or less to keep things at arm's length. And so we can visit that subject at that time too, and give the pros and cons perhaps of approaching a tort claim basically from the position of trustee of a trust. And so that might be a real good approach. And then there's something else, that we hadn't delved into too much. In LA, we've kind of addressed this in some respects in times past, but it has to do with insurance claims. Now, you understand that when you go to when you file a tort claim, for instance, in a state, that's basically an insurance claim. And so when we start talking about insurance claims and insurance adjusters, just exactly how do we deal in those situations? And so one of the things certainly that I learned a long time ago in regards to insurance claims was something that was known as proof of loss. In other words, you have to prove you lost something before something can be restored. So how do you go about proving that kind of thing, you see? And so again, we're talking about setting up a good foundation for an insurance claim. And then certainly, for whatever kind of tort claim you're making, whether it be state or federal, doesn't it make good sense to create an affidavit? Because again, we've talked about this many times, and that is in commerce, how do we state a truth? How do we state a fact? And we do that in affidavit form. So these possibilities you know, that we should consider when we start to talk about tort claims and setting the thing up properly would certainly be essential to the successful completion of what it is we're attempting to do here. And also, one of the areas that we didn't have a chance to get into in LA, which I think probably we need to spend some time on, is at the successful completion of your tort claim, just how do you expect to receive payment? I mean, what will you do with the payment? For instance, is an insurance claim payment, is it taxable? If they give the payment to you in the form of a check, will you make a deposit into an open account? You see, and or if you're into the trust mode, you know, operating as a trustee, and your trust has bank accounts in the name of the trust, you know, just how would you handle some of those things? And so these are areas, you know, for concern, you know, for the successful completion of the process. And so this coming webinar, not only will we, you know, expose what a tort claim is and so forth, we also want to go into, you know, the preparation work that would perhaps facilitate a successful tort claim, and also talk about the aftermath. You know, what will happen, you know, when you are successful? What will you do? And some of these kind of things. So, anyway, for those of you who have a chance to tune in to our tort claim webinar, let's get just a little bit deeper into this and put some good reality into establishing the foundation work for successful completion. So anyway, we'll be talking about all those kind of things this coming Saturday, so you're all welcome.